Good evening, children.
Ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, children. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, children. Others?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. Very nice. Good evening. Children, you have to tell me if we understood the derivation of this formula to find the nth term of the AP, or we have to discuss. Do we need to discuss this? Louder? We already discussed this derivation.
Ma'am, once again recall it, ma'am.
No, one of you is answering, but I'm not getting it clearly. We'll recall, but have we discussed it once? Have we understood this derivation? Have I explained this derivation?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay, why is it not clear? All right, what I understand is I've explained the derivation once, right? Say yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. All right, so we'll just recall this and then move on. So this is the formula to find the general term, meaning any term, general term, any term of the AP, which is also called the nth term of an AP, or the general term of an AP. A plus n minus 1 into d is the expression. A plus n minus 1 into d is the expression used to find the general term of an AP, or the nth term, represented as an. To find the nth term of an AP, we use this formula a plus n minus 1 into d. How is this derived? So now, to construct an arithmetic progression, you basically need two things: the first term and the common difference. When you know the first term and the common difference, you can construct the arithmetic progression. So like you know that supposing you know that the first term a is 10, and you know that the common difference, is say minus 2. The common difference is minus 2. So the terms of the AP will be the first term 10. The second term will be what? A plus D. The second term is A plus D. 10 plus minus 2. So that's going to be 8. Then the third term will be the second term plus the common difference. The third term will be the second term plus the common difference. So what's the second term? 8 plus the common difference. 8 plus of minus 2. So that will be 6. The fourth term will be the third term plus the common difference. The third term is 6. 6 plus the common difference of minus 2. So this is 6 minus 2, which is 4. And so on. The fifth term will be the fourth term. The fourth term, 4 plus the common difference of minus 2. The terms of the AP are A plus D. That is the first term. The first term is A. The second term is the first term plus the common difference. A. The first term A plus the common difference. The third term will be the second term A. The second term, A plus D plus the common difference. So A plus 2D. A is the first term, A plus D second term, A plus 2D is the third term. The fourth term will be A plus this one, the second term, the third term, A plus 2D plus D. So A plus 3D. So adding the common difference to the preceding term will give you the next term. So 10 is the first term, 10 plus the next term will be 10 plus the common difference minus 2. 10 plus minus 2. So 10 minus 2, 8. Then to get the next term, to this term, add the common difference. 8 plus minus 2. So 6. So to generate the arithmetic progression or to generate the terms of the arithmetic progression, you need the first term and the common difference. You need the first term and the common difference. To generate the terms of an arithmetic progression, you need the first term and the common difference. So when you know the values of A and D, you can generate the terms of the arithmetic progression. So that is why we say let A be the first term of the AP and the common difference be D. Why? Because we need to start off, we need the first term of the AP and the common difference. So let the first term be A. I told you the other day, you can say let the first term be X also and the common difference be Y. So you will be generating the formula in terms of X and Y. So here we have the formula in terms of A and D, where A refers to the first term of the arithmetic progression and D refers to the common difference. Then the terms of the AP are, the first term is A, and we would like to, since we have A and D, we would like to write every expression using A and D. So A can be further written as A plus 0D because we want to write it. We want to write the expression using A and D. So A plus 0D because there is no D factor in it. So A plus 0D. And now we want to write the coefficient of D as something minus 1. As something minus 1. So 0 can be written as what minus 1? 1 minus 1. And D. So you can see here A plus 0D. That's about the first line. The second one, the second term, A2, is the first term A1, the first term A1 plus the common difference. That's what we understood. How do we get the second term? The first term plus the common difference, A1 plus D. Now what is A1? A1 is, go back here, what is A1? What is A1? A. You can say this A here. A1 is nothing but A plus D. A1, the first term, A1 is A, the first term. The first term is A. So the second term is the first term plus the common difference. The first term is A plus the common difference. And the coefficient of D is 1. We would like to write that as something minus 1. And that is 2 minus 1. 2 minus 1 is 1, 1D. We're just writing 1D as 2 minus 1 of D. A3, second term plus the common difference. Second term is A plus D. Second term is A plus D. Second term is A plus D. A plus D. So the second term is A plus D and the common difference D. So A plus 2D. A plus 2D. And A plus 2D can be written as A plus 3 minus 1 into D. So when you look at this pattern, the first term is A plus 1 minus 1 into D. The second term is A plus 2 minus 1 into D. The third term is A plus 3 minus 1 into D. So the nth term will be A plus n minus 1 into D, where A is the first term of the AP, D is the common difference, and n is the position. Now, supposing you want to find the 10th term, so then n will be 10. If you want to find the 100th term, see here, this n, whatever is n, the same n here. That is, if you have to find A 100, then it will be n 100 here. A 100 meaning n is 100. So in place of n, you'll have to use 100. And that will be the 100th term of the AP. So when you want to assume, 3 numbers, 4 numbers, or 5 numbers in AP, it's very convenient to go with these expressions. When you want to find, am I audible and clear, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. So when you want to, find 3 numbers, supposing some information is given to you and you're asked to find 3 terms or 3 numbers, let me not say 3 terms, 3 numbers that are in AP. You have to find only 3 numbers that are in AP. Like for example, 20, 40 and 60. 20, 40 and 60 are 3 numbers that are in AP. What is the common difference? 40 minus 20. 20 is the common difference. Or for example, 6, 8, 6, 12 and 18. 6, 12 and 18 are 3 numbers in arithmetic progression with common difference 6. 12 minus 6 is 6. Six, 12 and 18 are 3 numbers in AP, or you can say 6 and 6 plus 5, 11, 11 plus 5 is 16. These are 3 numbers in AP. When you want to find 3 numbers in AP, then it's convenient to assume the numbers as A minus D, A and A plus D. That is, let one term be, one number be A. Its preceding one will be A minus D, the number before that, and the number after this will be A plus D. Just take one number before A, that's all. Let me do it again. Let me tell you again. That is, here the common difference is D. The common difference you're taking is D. The first term is not A. You're taking the common difference. You're taking the common difference as D. But the first term, you're taking the first term as A minus D. A minus D is the first term. A minus D is the first term. Well, how will you get the next term? The common difference is D. How will you get the next term? Add D. Add D plus D. So it will be A. It will be A. And to A add D, you get A plus D. A, it's preceding the number A minus D, and the one succeeding it, A plus D. In this case, the common difference is D. The common difference is D. And the first term, we are taking the first term as A minus D. Common difference D. So the next term will be A minus D plus D. So A, that's going to be A. And next, after A will be plus the common difference, A plus D. So here you see the difference between any 2 consecutive terms. So this one minus this one is D. This one minus this one is D. Anything can be the first term, children. See, what is the definition of, or how do we understand the term arithmetic progression? A sequence of numbers is said to be in AP if the difference between any term and its preceding term is a constant. That's all. If it satisfies this, if a sequence satisfies this, it's an arithmetic progression. A sequence of numbers. A sequence of numbers is said to be in arithmetic progression if only one condition. If this condition is satisfied, the sequence forms an arithmetic progression. What is the condition? If the difference between any term and its preceding term is a constant. Only this condition. So if the difference between any term and its preceding term is a constant, then the numbers are in, the sequence is said to be in arithmetic progression. This is the only condition. The first term can be anything. Now you shouldn't have this doubt. Now the first term should be A. Why you're taking A minus D? There is nothing about the first term. There's nothing that this only should be the first term. Anything can be the first term. Whatever, anything can be the common difference. The thing is the difference between any, there should be that common difference factor. There should be that the difference between any term and the preceding term should be a constant. That condition should be satisfied. The first term can be A minus D, A plus D, whatever. So now, how do you know that these 3 numbers form an AP? How do you know that these 3 numbers form an AP? Because when you do A minus this one, A minus D, see here, let me write here, A, that is, this is a term, its preceding term is A minus D, its preceding term is A minus D. So this is a term, we are like checking with the definition. This is a term, this is its preceding term. The difference between any term and its preceding term should be a constant. So now on working this, we get We get D. Okay, so we get D. So the difference between this and this is D. Now you must get the same thing here. You must get the same thing here. So this is a term. This is its preceding. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have written this now. Leave this. This is a term. This one, A plus D. This is a term. And this is its preceding term. The difference is D. The difference is D. So there is that common difference factor here. The difference is common. It's D in both the cases. This minus this is D. This minus this is also D. So these three numbers are numbers in AP. A sequence of numbers is said to be in arithmetic progression if the difference between any term and its preceding term is a constant. That's all. So the second term minus the first term. In the case of A minus D, A and A plus D, the second term minus the first term is equal to the third term minus the second term. You can say this. You can say because A2 minus A1 is the same as A3 minus A2. Is the same as A3 minus A2. These three numbers form an AP. These three expressions form an AP. Okay. Now, how do we check these four numbers are in AP? These four numbers. How do we know that they are in AP? So the thing is, when you have to find four numbers, you have some information, and you have to, with the help of that information, you will have to find four numbers that are in AP. Then it's convenient to make a choice like this. Let the four numbers in AP be A minus 3D, A minus D, A plus D, A plus 3D. Let the four numbers. Some information is provided to us. So with the help of that information, we have to find four numbers that form an arithmetic progression or that are in arithmetic progression. Then we say, let the four numbers in AP be A minus 3D, A minus D, A plus D, and A plus 3D. Similarly, if you have to find five numbers in AP, then we say this is to find exactly 3, 4, and 5 numbers. If you want to find three numbers in AP, only three numbers, 4 numbers, 5 numbers in AP, then we make a choice like this. 5 numbers in AP, we say A minus 2D, A minus D, A plus D, A plus 2D. See, just add. I haven't finished. Let me finish and then you can ask me your questions. I haven't finished. Now, to this one, now we have A minus D here, no? See here, like this is for 3 numbers in AP. A minus D, A plus D. Just add one A minus 2D and A plus 2D on either sides. That is, to the left you add A minus 2D and to the right you add A plus 2D. That will be 5 numbers in AP. These are the three. Now, if you want 3 numbers in AP, then we go with this. It's like you start with A. And then you write A minus D to the left and A plus D to the right. This is 3 numbers in AP. If you want 5 numbers, add A minus 2D. Because A minus D, A minus 2D. So then A plus D, A plus 2D. Up you're following A minus 2D, A minus D, A plus D, A plus 2D. Minus 2D, minus D, then nothing here, plus D, plus 2D. If you want to find 4 numbers in AP, then it will be, there's no A here at all. It will be A minus 3D, A minus D, A plus D, A plus 3D. Here you can check the common difference is 2D. Here the common difference is D. Please check here the common difference is 2D. The common difference is 2D. There is the common difference factor. The common difference can be anything. There is the common difference factor. So you can assume these 4 numbers to be in AP. And here the common difference is D. In the first and the third one, the common difference is D. While in the second one, the common difference is 2D. When you subtract any term and its preceding term, the difference is 2D. All right, children.
Ma'am?
Yes, children. Yeah.
Is this a formula, something which we have to learn, or what, ma'am?
Yeah. You have to remember, like I told you, no, when you're given some information and asked to find 3 numbers or 4 numbers or 5 numbers in AP, you'll have to go with these assumptions.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
It's like
You
A
must-
minus B the whole square, like that formula?
No.
Like expansions, or like we have to remember like that?
No, they're not expansions. Let the first, now when you have to find 3 numbers in AP, let the first number be A minus D, let the second number be A, let the third number be A plus D. If you have to find 4 numbers that are in arithmetic progression, we say let the first number be A minus 3D, let the second number be A minus D, the third number be A plus D, and the fourth number be A plus 3D. There's nothing related to, yeah.
These are the assumptions, ma'am. Like we have to
Yeah.
make assumptions when we are finding the terms.
Correct. 1 minute. Let me just show you a question based on this. 1 minute.
Got it, ma'am.
Okay. I'll just check the file today. So see here, the sum of 3 terms of an AP is 21. The sum of 3 terms of an AP is 21, and the product of the first and the third terms exceeds the second term by 6. Find the 3 terms. Find the 3 terms. So you'll have to find only the 3 terms of the AP. The sum of 3 terms of an AP is
Okay.
21. Yeah. Let me finish that introduction, and maybe we can do some questions based on those assumptions so that it becomes very clear. The question will be like this. So then we say, you can see that let the 3 terms in AP be A minus D, A and A plus D. Similarly, when we have to find 4 numbers, find the 4 numbers in AP. When we have to find 4 numbers in AP, we say let the 4 numbers be A minus 3D, like this.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. What's the common difference in the first one, children? What is the common difference, children, in the first one?
It's D, ma'am.
It's D. Yeah. Yes, Shakti. It's D. What about the common difference in the second one?
It's 2D, ma'am.
2D. And what about the common difference in the third one? What is the common difference, children, in the third one? Take up any term. Find the difference between any term and its preceding term. Why is the class silent today? Not happy with me?
For third one,
The third one?
Ma'am, D, ma'am.
it's D only, ma'am. For third one also, it's D, ma'am.
D, ma'am.
Yeah. For the first one, it is D. For the second one, and for the third one, it's D. For the second one, it's 2D. Like take up these 2 terms, subtract. Any 2 you can take up. I'm just A plus D minus A minus D. This is one term. This is the preceding term. Should write a term and its preceding term and find the difference. So it will be A plus D minus A plus D. Minus A plus A cancels. D plus D is 2D. D plus D is 2D. All right. Here this is the derivation to find the sum to the first n terms of the AP. Sum to first n terms. Please make a note of this. N terms means first n terms, but still, please include this. To find the sum to first n terms of an AP. Actually, it goes without saying, but yeah, let me just include that term to be, so that it's, when you read it, you realize that it is the first n terms. From the beginning, first 10 terms, this is the formula to find the sum of the first 10 terms or the first 20 terms, the first 25 terms, not some random 25 terms in the middle. We're going to understand the formula, which will help us to find the sum to the first n terms from the beginning to the 50th term, the first 50 terms of the AP, the first 1000 terms of the AP, not some 1000 numbers in the middle. To find the sum to first n terms of the AP. N terms meaning sum to first, n can be replaced with any number, first 5 terms, first 10 terms, first 15 terms. All right. So I have done it in 2 ways for you. You can remember any one of the 2, or if you're interested, you can remember both of it. To find the sum to first n terms of an AP. So again, when it is AP, you need to first be clear about your first term and the common difference. What is the first term? What is the common difference? So let A be the first term of the AP and let the common difference be D, correct? Then the terms of the AP are A plus D, that we understood here. Here we understood. See, the first term is A. The second term is C. This one, A plus D is the second term. A plus 2D is the third term. A plus 3D is the fourth term. See your children. A1 is A, that's the first term is A. The second term, the A2 is A plus D. A3 is A plus 2D. A4 is A plus 3D. So the terms of the AP are, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, A plus 4D, and so on. If it's A plus 10D, it's the 9th term of the AP. A plus 3D is the 4th term of the AP. A plus 10D will be the, I think I said 9th term, sorry. A plus 10D will be the 11th term of the AP. A plus 3D, you can see that A plus 3D is the 4th term of the AP. So A plus 10D will be the 11th term of the AP. A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D are the terms of the AP. When the first term is A and the common difference is D. Okay, so when the first term is A and the common difference is D, then the first term is A, the second term is A plus D, third term, and the last term meaning the nth term. The nth term will be A plus n minus 1 into D. The one before this will be A plus n minus 2 into D. And the one before that will be n minus 3 into D. For example, see you have A plus n minus 1 into D. To get the previous term, to get the next term, you'll have to add the common difference. To get the previous term, you'll have to subtract the common difference. To get the next term, the next term will be A plus, to get the next term, it will be A plus ND. Then A plus n plus 1 into D, n plus 2 into D, and so on. To get the preceding term, the one before this, it will be, when A is the first term, A plus D is the second term. From A to get the next term, you have to add the common difference. From A plus D, if you want to get from the second term, if you want to get the first term, it is you'll have to subtract the common difference. When you're moving forward, the first term is A. The second term will be the first term plus the common difference. The next term will be the previous term plus the common difference. So A plus D plus D. So A plus 2D. But if you have to move backwards, this is A plus 2D. How will you get the previous term? Whatever is here minus D. A plus 2D minus D will give you A plus D. And this A plus D minus D will be A. To get the previous term, subtract the common difference. To get the next term, add the common difference. To get the previous term, subtract the common difference. To get the next term, add the common difference. Now we have to get the previous term, n minus 1 into D, the previous term, this one. So it will be A plus n minus 1 into D, previous term. So minus D, minus D, minus D. So that will be A plus n D minus D minus D. I'm opening up the bracket. N into D is ND, minus 1 into D is minus D, minus D. A as it is, N into D is ND, minus 1 into D is minus D, minus D. So this will be A plus ND, minus 2D, minus 2D. So again, upon taking D common, A plus N minus 2 into D. On taking D common, you'll get N minus 2 in the bracket. You'll get N minus 2 in the bracket when you take D common. D is common, so N minus 2 into D. Again, to get the from this term to get its preceding term, this term. Now you have A plus N minus 2 into D. You want to know what comes before that. What is before A plus N minus 2 into D? What is before this? Okay, then you'll have, if you're finding the preceding term, you'll have to subtract the common difference. So let's do that. A plus ND minus 2D minus D. So it will become minus A plus ND minus 3D. Now between these two terms, ND and 3D, D common. So A plus D is common outside. D is out. So here you will get N minus 3. From a term, if you have to find the preceding term, subtract the common difference. If you want to find the next term, add the common difference. So the terms of the AP, when the first term is A and the common difference is D, these are the terms of the AP. A plus, next term, so A plus D, next term, A plus 2D. Like this, it goes on. And the nth term of the AP will be A plus N minus 1 into D. Before that, A plus N minus 2 into D. Before that, A plus N minus 3 into D. These are the terms of the AP. These are the terms of the AP. That is, these are the terms. These are the first n terms of the AP. These are the first n terms of the AP. A plus D, A plus 2D, till A plus N minus 1 into D. These are the first n terms of the AP. Now, let Sn represent the sum to the first n terms of the AP. We'll use the symbol Sn. We'll use the symbol Sn, sum to n terms. See here, Sn, sum to n terms. Sum to n terms, sum to the first n terms. So let Sn represent the sum to the first n terms of the AP. So what do we understand by that? That means Sn is equal to the first term plus the second term plus the third term. See, the comma, all the commas are replaced with a plus sign. the terms when you're writing the terms of the AP, you separate the terms using a comma. When you take away the commas and you replace them with a plus sign, that means you're finding the sum. So we take away all the commas and replace them with a plus sign. So that means you're trying to find the sum of the first n terms. Sum to the first n terms of the AP. A, first term A, plus the second term A plus D, plus the third term A plus 2D. So like that till A plus n minus 1 into D. You're adding all the terms till the nth term. So let A be the first term. Let this be the let A be the first term, let D be the common difference. Then these are the terms of the AP, the first n terms of the AP. These are the first n terms. A plus D, A plus 2D, so on till A plus n minus 1 into D. These are the first n terms of the AP. Let Sn represent the sum to the first n terms of the AP. Then Sn means what? What do we understand by Sn? A, first term A, plus the second term A plus D, plus the third term A plus 2D, so on till the nth term A plus n minus 1 into D. Now we'll write the same thing in the reverse order. See, you can find the sum anyways, right? You can find 1 plus 2 plus 3. If you want to find 1 plus 2 plus 3, you can also find 3 plus 2 plus 1. You can also find 3 plus 2 plus 1. Both are the same. 1 plus 2 plus the sum 1 plus 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2 plus 1. The sum is the same. So we're writing the same sum in the reverse order. So Sn can also be represented as Sn can also see now if you have to find the sum of the first three natural numbers. First three natural numbers. You can do 1 plus 2 plus 3. You can do 3 plus 2 plus 1. Both the results are the same. So here we are trying to write the sum to the first n terms in the reverse order. So from behind, A plus n minus 1 into D plus A plus n minus 2 into D in the reverse order like this. Plus A plus n minus 2 into D plus A plus n minus 3 into D. So on plus A plus 2D plus A plus D plus A. Write the terms in the reverse order. See it, you can see the nth term here, the previous term here, the previous term here. This is the nth term, this is the n minus 1th term, this is the n minus 2th term. If I say that, it will be confusing now. That is why I'm not using certain things I don't want to use now because it might. So this is the nth term, this is the preceding term, this is the preceding term. Okay, so this is the nth term. It's preceding term, like from behind when you see this one is here, this one is here, this one is here, A plus D and A. We're writing the same sum like 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5, reverse order, 5 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. So we write the same in the reverse order. And now add. So you'll be finding the sum 2 times. You'll be finding the sum 2 times. So when you're asked to find 1 plus 2 plus 3, the answer is 6. The answer is 6. But you write it in the reverse order like this. You write it in the reverse order like this, and you tell me the sum. So the answer will be double the sum. The answer is double the sum because you'll get 4 here, 4 here, 4 here. 4 plus 4, 8, 8 plus 4, 12. The answer is 12, but actually 1 plus 2 plus 3 is only 6. You're getting double the sum. When you write the sum, when you find the sum forwards and backwards, you're finding twice the sum. When you find the sum forwards, so this is finding the sum forwards. This is finding the sum backwards. So twice the sum. So when you do that, you're finding twice the sum. So twice Sn, you're adding these two. So twice Sn is equal to, see it, add the first two terms you see here, A plus A, then, sorry, I'll use a bracket so that you can see it yourself. Okay. So we're going to add the first terms. A is the first term here. A plus n minus 1 into d is the first term here. The first term here is A. The first term here is A plus n minus 1 into d. Let's add them. So A plus n minus 1 into d. We're trying to add the first term here and the first term here, A plus n minus 1 into d. A plus n minus 1 into d. So that'll be 2A plus n minus 1 into d. A plus A is 2A, 2A plus n minus 1 into d. Now, so that's what you see here, 2A plus n minus 1 into d. When you add the first term here and the first term here, you get 2A plus n minus 1 into d. Now add the second term here and the second term here. These two. Add the second term. Okay, the second term in the first row is A plus D. The second term in the second row is A plus n minus 2 into D. A plus n minus 2 into D. Now we need to add. So A and A makes 2A. 2A plus n D minus 2D. This plus D I forgot to write, so I'll write it here, plus D. You can see here, I've written the second term on the first row, the second term on the second row. We're trying to add them. A plus A is 2A. And here when you open the bracket, n into D is nd minus 2D and this plus D. So that gives you 2A plus nd minus D. Now we'll have to take D common. So 2A plus, we'll have to take D common. So then you'll get n minus 1 in the bracket. Because n into D is nd, 1 into D is D. So we get the same thing, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. We get the same thing, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. When you add the second term in the first row and the second term in the second row, we get the same sum, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. Now let's do the third one. Let's add. This is the third term. This is the third term in the first row. And this is the third term in the second row. This is the third term in the second row. We have written the third term in the first row and the third term in the second row. We have to add them. Add the first terms in both the rows, write the result below. Add the second terms in both the rows, write the result below. Add the third terms in both the rows and write the result below. Against twice Sn. So let me just do this alone. A plus A is 2A. Plus you have 2D. Then when you open the bracket here, nd minus 3D. nd plus nd minus 3D. And you know minus 3D plus 2D is, okay, 2A plus nd minus 3D plus 2D is minus D. And on taking D common, 2A plus D is common, so n minus 1 into D. Because n into D is nd and minus 1 into D is minus D. So please help yourself further. Now, wherever you try to find the sum in the others, like when you add this term and this term, add it in the same way, you will get 2A plus n minus 1 into D. This plus this, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. and this one and this one, you will get 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So you will see that the sum is 2a plus n minus 1 into d everywhere. So how many times does that happen? It happens n times. 2a plus n minus 1 into d happens n times. Why n times? Because there are n terms. How do we know n terms? Because the last term in this sequence is a plus n minus 1 into d. The last term is a plus n minus 1 into d, and that is the nth term. Nth term meaning n terms are there. First term, second term, third term, fourth term, fifth term, n terms are there. N terms. So that means 2a plus n minus 1 into d happens n times. If there are 50 terms, it will happen 50 times. A plus n minus 1 into d is the nth term. First term, second term, third term, nth term. That means there are n terms in the AP, which means the sum 2a plus n minus 1 into d happens n times. It happens n times. So twice Sn is equal to n times 2a. 2a plus, see, it's like 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5, 10 times. It's 5 into 10, 50. 5 added to itself 10 times. Repeated addition is multiplication. Repeated addition is multiplication. 2 added to itself 16 times. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, 16 times. So repeated addition is multiplication. 2 into 16, 32. Similarly, here 2a plus n minus 1 into d happens n times. So we have n times 2, because it is 2a plus n minus 1 into d plus 2a plus n minus 1 into d plus 2a plus n minus 1 into d n times. So that means the sum is n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N into 2a plus n minus 1 into n into, because n times 16 times 2 is 16 into 2. N times, so 16, so it will be n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. But that is twice Sn. Twice Sn is n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So Sn will be, 2 comes for division. Sn is equal to n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d, where a is the first term of the AP, d is the common difference, and n is the number of terms. Like if you want to find the sum to the first, see, if you want to find here is 50, the sum of the first 50 terms of the AP, then n you should take as 50. N you should take as 50 here. A is the first term, D is the common difference. Why? Because that's what we've described here. See here, we have described all that. A is the first term, D is the common difference. When A is the first term and D is the common difference only, these are the terms. A is the first term, A plus D is the second term, A plus 2D is the third term, and A plus n minus 1 to D is the nth term. So the formula to find the sum to first n terms of the AP is given by n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now this can be further interpreted. When you write 2a, when you write 2a as a plus a, write 2a as a plus a. Sn is equal to n by 2, write 2a as a plus a. And then this plus n minus 1 into d as it is. N minus 1 into d as it is. See, this is 2a. 2a. See, this is 2a. And this is that n minus 1 into d. So n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1, n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d, written as n by 2 of a plus n minus 1 into d. Now what is a plus n minus 1 into d? What is a plus n? See, I've used a bracket there below. What is a plus n minus 1 into d? It's the nth term. A plus n minus 1 into d is the nth term. So this formula can also be interpreted as Sn is equal to n by 2 of the first term a plus the last term. Last term meaning the nth term an. See, when you're finding, you can find the sum only for a finite AP. Finite AP meaning you can find the sum to an infinite AP, but you can find the sum of the first so many terms. If it's an infinite AP, you cannot find the sum of all the terms. Because it's an infinite AP, you don't know where the AP ends. You don't know where the AP ends, and then how will you find the sum of all the terms? If it's an infinite AP, they'll say find. If it's an infinite AP, they'll say find the sum to the first. Excuse me, children. Yeah, children. So if it's an infinite AP, if it's an infinite AP, meaning you don't know the last term of the AP, then you cannot find the sum to all the terms because you don't know where it ends. But for an infinite AP, you can find the sum of its first 100 terms or the first 1,000 terms, first 50 terms. If it's a finite AP, that is, you know the last term. You know the last term. You can find the sum of all the terms of a finite AP because you know where it ends. You can find the sum of all the terms of a finite AP, or you can also find if the finite AP has 500 terms. You can use this formula to find the sum of the first 10 terms, first 20 terms, first 50 terms. But first, from the beginning to the 50th term, you can find the sum from the 100th term to the 150th term, but not using this formula. You can use this formula, but there is a little other, there's some other thing that also has to be done. That is why I'm stressing on the word first. So Sn, the sum to the first n terms of the AP is given by n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. Because A is A plus n minus 1 into D is the nth term, An. An sometimes is represented as L, which is the L, meaning the last term of the AP. An can also be represented by L, indicating the last term of the AP. Sn is equal to n by 2. So you'll have to remember these two formulae. You'll have to remember n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into D. And you have to remember, this is how we get this. And you'll have to remember n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. That is a plus an or a plus n, first term plus the last term. Sn is equal to n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into D. Remember this. One minute, children. So remember this one, n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into D. And also this one, n by 2 of the first term plus the last term, a plus an, n by 2 into a plus n. A and L, both are the same, last term. So first, you'll have to mention the first term. You'll have to mention the common difference, and then you'll have to generate the AP. Because if you want to find the sum of the first n terms, you should know the first n terms. If you have to find the sum of the first n terms of the AP, you need to know the first n terms. So let this be the first term, let this be the common difference. Then with this is the first term, A as the common, sorry, with A as the first term and D as the common difference, these will be the terms, the first n terms, A plus D, A plus 2D. These are the first n terms. Then connect, take away the comma, replace the comma with the plus sign, you will get Sn, where Sn is the sum of the first n terms of the AP. So connect the terms with a plus sign, and that will be the sum to the first n terms of the AP. Write the same sum in the reverse order. And then add both the rows, add these two rows. So Sn plus Sn will be twice Sn. And when you add the first term of the first row and the first term of the second row, you will get 2a plus n minus 1 into d. When you add the second term of the first row and the second term of the second row, you will get the same thing, 2a plus n minus 1 into d. You will get that everywhere. And so 2a plus n minus 1 into d happens n times because there are n terms. And how do we know that there are n terms? Because this one is a plus n minus 1 into d, which is the nth term. So nth term meaning n term, 10th term. The last one is the 10th term. That means there are 10 terms. Supposing there's a long queue. Okay, in a ration shop, there's a long queue, and you have to join the queue. You find out the token number of the person standing in the standing right behind. Okay, at the end of the queue. Okay, so the tokens have been issued to the people standing in the queue. You have to go. You'll have to pick something, some provisions from the ration. So you ask the last person in the queue his token number, and he says 125. That means there are 125 people in the queue because the last person's token number is 125. That means there are 125 people in the queue. And if you stand, you will be the 126th person. So the token number of the last person in the queue will tell you how many persons are standing in the queue. Similarly, a plus n minus 1 into d is the nth term. Like the 50th person, this is the nth person. So that means there are n terms in the AP. That is why 2a plus n minus 1 into d happens n times. That doesn't happen 2n times because these two together is 2a plus n minus 1 into d. These two together is 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So like that n times. So n times 2a plus n minus 1 into d. N times meaning n into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. But that is twice Sn. So Sn will be n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d, which can also be interpreted as n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. Is that fine, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Now here, instead of using a plus n minus 1 into d, we can also, use this letter L to represent that nth term of the AP. Let the nth term be represented by the letter L. Okay, so let A be the, how to start the derivation is the same. Let A be the first term, let D be the common difference, then and let the nth term A plus n minus 1 into D, let this one be L. Then the terms of the AP are A plus D, A plus 2D. The nth term is L. Its preceding term will be L minus D. And before that will be this L minus D minus D. So L minus 2D. The next one will be L plus D, L plus 2D, L plus 3D. If you're going forwards, add the common difference. If you're moving backwards, subtract the common difference. L, preceding term, L minus D. Before that, L minus 2D. Before that, L minus 3D. Okay, so let Sn represent the sum to the first n terms of the AP. Sn will be A plus D plus A plus 2D, so on till L plus L minus 2D plus L minus D plus L. Write it in the reverse order. And then Add 1 and 2. Add these two equations, add these two rows. What do you get? The first, as we did earlier, children, as we did earlier, the first term in both the rows, A and L. I've used a bracket here so that it's easy to understand. Then it is A minus D plus L minus D. What is A plus L? A plus L. What is A plus D? And below that we have the second term, L minus D. So minus D plus D cancels, A plus L. See, actually, this is the second term in the first row. So I've used the bracket, you can see it. So what will happen? Minus D plus D gets cancelled. So A plus L. Here also. A plus L. Cancels. Plus D minus A plus L. Last. A plus L. A plus L. Since L is the nth term, A plus L happens n times. A plus L will happen n times. Here also, this was the first equation. We are adding these two. This is the first one. This is the second one, and we add 1 and 2. So twice when you add Sn plus Sn is twice Sn. So twice Sn is equal to A plus L, A plus L, A plus L, n times. So n times A plus L. So that means n into A plus L. Twice Sn is n into A plus L. Sn is equal to n by 2 of A plus L. And L, what is L? L is A plus n minus 1 into D. So Sn is equal to n by 2. Write this A as it is. L is nothing but A plus n minus 1 into D, because L is A plus n minus 1 into D. L is A plus n minus 1 into D. So A plus L, first term plus the last term. N by 2 of the first term plus the last term. So A as A, L is A plus n minus 1 into D. So A plus A is 2A, 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So Sn is equal to n by 2 of A plus n, or n by 2 into 2A plus n minus 1 into D. You're writing L as A plus n minus 1 into D. That's what we had assumed. So A plus A will be 2A. 2A plus n minus 1 into D. So Sn is equal to n by 2 of A plus L. Sn meaning, if you take n as 100, S 100, you're finding the sum to the first 100 terms of the AP. First term plus the second term plus the third term plus the fourth term plus the fifth term plus the 98th term plus the 99th term plus the 100th term. S100 is the sum of the first 100 terms of the AP. Will be 100 by 2 of the first term of the AP plus the last term. That's the 100th term. Last term meaning, if you're finding S100, A100 is the last term. There can be terms after that. For the sum, that is the last term. Now, supposing there are numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 100. AP 1, 2, 3, 4, till 100. The first 100 natural numbers. And if you want to find the sum of the first 50 natural numbers, the sum of the first 50 natural numbers, S50 you want to find. S50 you want to find. So then n will be 50 because you're trying to find the sum of the first 50 terms. But there are terms after that. There are 100 terms. But you want to find the sum of the first 50 terms. So A50 will be the last term. 50 by 2 of the first term 1 plus the last term is 50 only. You know that. But supposing you don't know, The first term is 1. What is the last term? Last term is not, there are 100 terms in the AP. That 100th term is not the last term. You are finding the sum of the 50 terms. First 50 terms. So the 50th term is the last term here for the sum. If you're finding S50, then A50. What do you mean by S50? It is, okay, let's understand that. If you have to find S7, that means it is A1, the first term, plus the second term, plus the third term, plus the fourth term, plus the fifth term, plus the sixth term, plus the seventh term. This is what is S7. What is S7? It's A1. A1 is the first term, A2, not S1 plus S2. Not S1 plus S2. A1 first term plus the second term A2 plus the third term A3 plus the fourth term A4 till the seventh term A7. When you add all this, you get S7. So what's the first term here? A1. What's the last term? A7. But this AP may have 1000 terms. That does not mean that the 1000th term is the last term. You are finding the sum to the first 7 terms. So the 7th term is the last term for you in the formula. I hope I've made my point clear. Understand, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Ma'am, can you repeat from that part?
Yeah, tell me.
Let Sn represent the sum to the first n terms of the AP. Only that part I didn't understand.
This one, huh? This one?
Yes, ma'am.
No, we're using the symbol Sn. We're using the symbol Sn, which means, now when I simply say Sn, we don't understand. We're defining what Sn represents. When I use a symbol Sn, what does it mean? This symbol, when we use a symbol Sn, this symbol represents the sum to the first n terms of the AP. To the first n terms of the AP. So if I say S10, that means I'm finding the sum to the first 10 terms of the AP.
No, ma'am,
A1.
I'm talking about L minus 2D, that part.
Oh, here, yeah. Sn is equal to the first term here, A, plus the second term, A plus D, plus the third term, A plus 2D, plus the last term, N. Write the same thing in this one, huh? This one, Arnav, this addition part.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then in the next row, Sn is
the addition part, like how L minus 2D came. That
okay.
Part.
Okay. So now let's just generate an AP with first term 6 and common difference, say 7. 6 plus 7, 13. 13 plus 7 is 20. 20 plus 7 is 27. 27 plus 7 is 34. 34 plus 7 is 41 and so on. When you observe this, from 20, how do you get 27? We add the common difference 7. From 20, how do you get 13? We have to subtract the common difference. From a term, if you have to get the preceding term, you'll have to subtract the common difference. From a term, if you have to find the next term, you'll have to add the common difference. You can see that here. The first term is 16, the second term is 13. How do I get this? Because I've taken the first term as 6 and the common difference is 7. If the common difference is 7, the next term will be 30, the next term will be 20, the next term is 27, and so on. When you observe this one, What you understand is to get the next term, you add the common difference. To get the previous term from 20 to get 13, you'll have to subtract the common difference, 20 minus 7. So similarly, the nth term, we are calling it as L. If you want to find the term before L, the previous term, should subtract the common difference, L minus D. And if you want to find the term before this one, you should subtract the common difference, L minus D minus D, L minus 2D.
Now clear, ma'am.
Okay. Actually, so you've understood the derivations to find the nth term of the AP. Nth term of the AP, AN. Nth term of the AP, AN, which is given by A plus N minus 1 into D. And you've also understood the derivation to find the sum to the first n terms of the AP. Sn is equal to n by 2 of the first term plus the last term, or n by 2 is equal to, sorry, Sn is equal to n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into D. Yes, children, write down this question. So that's all, meaning this forms the introduction to the chapter. These are the formulae you will be dealing with to handle the questions in this chapter. AN, just what I told you. What I just told you, okay. What I just told you, AN and SN formulae, that's all. And also those expressions for assumption, of those expressions to assume 3 terms in an AP, 4 terms, 5 terms in an AP. That's all. This makes the chapter. Yeah, this question is for you. Please write down the question in your notebook. Please write this question. Find A11. That is the 11th term. A11 meaning the 11th term. In some schools, instead of A11, the teacher may be using T11. It's the same. A11, T11, both are the same. S11 is common. There is no substitute for S11. Instead of A, it can be T also. T11. Okay, find A11, meaning the 11th term, and S11, that is the sum of the first 11 terms. That means A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4 plus A5 plus A6, so on till A11. The sum of the first 11 terms. S11 means the sum of the first 11 terms. First 11 terms. Find A11 and S11 for the arithmetic progression. 1 by 15, 1 by 12, 1 by 10, and so on.
Yes, ma'am, wrote the question, ma'am.
Okay. So children, don't work. Listen to me first. I'll show you the answer. Well, how do we find A11? A11 meaning you should use the AN formula. AN to find any term, any general term of the AP. AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 into D. So to work with the formula, you need 2 things. You need 3 things, A, N, and D. Remember the word and, A and D and. A and D and. So A is the first term, A. N is the number of terms and D is the common difference. You need the values of A, N, and D to use any formula. You can see that the formula have the variables A, N, and D. A is the first term, N is the number of terms, and D is the common difference. So to use the formula, you see A plus N minus 1 into D. There is A, N, and D in it. You need to know A, N. Let me write it here. If you want to find AN, formula is A plus so if you want to find A11, That means n is 11. N is 11. So this n is 11. What about A and D? You should know the first term A to substitute, and you also should find the common difference D. Only when you know the values of A, N, and D, you can use the formula. You can use the formula. A, N, and D. A plus N minus 1 into D. A, N, and D. Another formula also, Sn formula also. Sn is equal to N by 2. Sorry. A, N, and D. In this formula, you need only the first term and last term. Sn is equal to N by 2 of the first term plus the last term. A1 plus An. Here you need the first term, last term, and N. In the other two formulae, you need A, N, and D. And so to find A11, you know that the first term.
A11 is equal to 7 by 30. Ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Shakti. Please wait. To find A11, we know that N is 11. N is 11. And what about A? A is 1 by 50. What is D? 1 by 12 minus 1 by 15. So this preparation has to be done. This preparation has to be done before using the formula to find A11 and S11. First, write out the what is A, what is D, what is N. First, prepare. To use the formula, you need the values of A and D. What is A? 1 by 15. What is D? 1 by 12 minus 1 by 15. So find A and D, write out A and D and N, and then use the formula to find A11 and S11. Contents of the slide, children, and then work out. Please go through the contents of the slide and then work out. See how it is worked. You can even substitute ones together here. You can write this as A1 itself. I'll just get back, children. Please complete this answer. Now you can also find S11 using the formula, using the other formula, using the formula Sn is equal to n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. 2a plus n minus 1 into d. You can also use this formula. Let's substitute here. So that will be 11 by 2 because you want to find S11. S11. So 11 by 2. 11 by 2 of 2a. 2a. What is a? What is a? 1 by 15. So 2a meaning 2 into 1 by 15. So it will be 2 by 15. 2 into 1 by 15 is 2 by 15. Plus n minus 1. 11 minus 1. 10. Into d. 10 into d. 11 n minus 1. N minus 1 is 11 minus 1. 10 into d. What is d? D is 1 by 60. D is 1 by 60. So that gives us 11 by 2. In bracket 2 by 15 plus 1 by 6. Cancel. 10 ones are 10 6 are 1 by 6. 1 by 6. Again take LCM in the bracket. So you will get 11 by 2. What's the LCM of 15 and 6? 30. 30 is the LCM. 30 is the LCM. So 2 times, so 4. 15 twos are, so it will be 4 plus 5s are. I'll do it here now. So it will be 11 by 2 into 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 by 30. 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 by 30. So you can cancel, no? 3 3s are, 3 10s are. So 11 into 3 is 33. 2 into 20, 2 into 10 is 20. So you should get the same answer. Any formula you can use n by 2. So there's nothing that you should use only this, only that, depending on the information provided. But here we have information to use both the formulae. You can use anything. Supposing the question was directly find S11, okay. Children, we can work Sn using n by 2 of first term plus the last term, or n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Is that understood? AD values are very simple, children. First term, common difference. N is A11 means n is 11. Here I'm not, this is not a mistake. I said like you can substitute once for all. A1 plus AN, A1 plus A11. Nth term is 11th term because you're finding S11. Okay, I haven't explained that. No, let me. No, I think I did not read the steps in this answer at all. I don't remember now. No, I think I finished A11, right? Did I tell you? I did tell you about A11, right? Did I explain A11, children?
No.
No, okay, fine. So AN, this is the formula, children. AN, this is the formula. We need to find A11. A11 is AN is A plus N minus 1 into D. So we need to find A11. That means N is 11. N is 11. And A is given here in the AP. We know that A is 1 by 15. 1 by 15. And D is 1 by 60. We have calculated. D is 1 by 60. Substitute. And we get, so here the simplification is taking LCM. 15 and 6, the LCM is 30. 15 and 6, the LCM is 30. So just taking LCM and simplifying, A11 is 7 by 30. To find S11, The formula is n by 2 of the first term plus n by 2. A1, A both are the same. A1, A both are the same. A1 and A, because A1 is the first term, A is also the first term. Sn is equal to n by 2 of the first term plus the last term, An. So here you want to find S11. If you want to find S11, that means you want to find A1 plus A2 plus A3 till A11. So A11 is the last term. The AP may have 100 terms, but you want to find the sum of the first 11 terms. So the 11th term is the last term for you. A11. Last term is A11. S11, A11 is the last term. For S100, A100 is the last term. So n by 2, 11 by 2 of the first term A1 plus the last term A11. So 11 by 2, 11 by 2, first term is 1 by 15. See the AP, the first term is 1 by 15. And A11 we have found earlier. We have found A11 is 7 by 30. A11 is 7 by 30. Substitute LCM and you get 33 by 20. Supposing the question was only to find, it was not, you were not asked to find A11, find S11. Then if you write this formula, then when you write this, see, so we're not finding this, we're not finding this, we're not finding this. Supposing we have to find only S11. Supposing we have to find S11. N by 2 into the first term plus the last term. N by 2 of the first term plus the last term is, sorry children, somebody entered the room and distracted me. I'm very sorry. What was I telling you? Yeah, so I was telling you that if you're asked to find only S11 and you want to use this formula, Sn is equal to n by 2 plus the first term plus the last term, n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. If you want to use this formula, you need to find A11. You have to find A11. That's not asked, but you want to use this formula, right? N by 2, n is 11. First term we know, from the AP you can make out the first term, plus the last term, A11. But A11, we don't know A11. Then you have to find A11. You have to find A11 and then substitute that in this formula. If you don't want to find A11, then you should use this formula. Without finding A11, you can use this formula. Supposing you want to find, supposing you have to find only S11, and you're lazy to work all this, you don't want too many steps, you don't want to find A11 at all, then you can go with this formula, n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into b, n by 2 of 2a. If you use first term plus last term, you should know A11. If you don't have A11 and you have to find A11, you can use the other form. You can do that, or you can use the other formula, n by 2 of 2a plus n minus 1 into d. 2a, a we know 1 by 15, n minus 1, 11 minus 1 into d. D also we found 1 by 60. Finish writing this, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many of you have learned AP in school?
I mean, Kamla Niketan, they have completed.
Kamla Niketan, okay.
Amartya Vidyalaya, ma'am. Ma'am, in Mahatma Gandhi, ma'am.
Finished, huh?
Mount Litra also, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Priyadarshini finished in your school, huh?
Yes, ma'am. Finished, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, Amartya Vidyalaya also finished, ma'am.
Sorry?
Amrita Vidyalaya also finished, ma'am.
Oh, very good. Okay.
Ma'am, Mount Litra too.
Mount Litra also. Any other school? Montfort is still to learn, right?
Going on, ma'am.
Going on. Care? Going on. Shabari, are you in the class?
In Alpha, they've completed this chapter on term 1 itself.
Oh, term 1 itself. That is before the bifurcation was announced. Okay.
Me too in the term 1 itself, ma'am, in Mount Litra.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, even we have finished some portions of term 1, term 2, no, and term 1. I think statistics, quadratic equations.
Quadratic
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, even we have finished. Okay, children. Fine. How many of us are still to learn? Tell me the school. Montfort, then
Ma'am, Rajaji Vidyana.
Rajaji. Montfort, Rajaji, then Aksharam. In Shivananda Balalia, have you finished? AP? No answer. Class, use the emoji, raise your hand. Okay. All right. All right, children. Yeah, find the general term of the arithmetic progression. You can see the arithmetic progression there. Find the general term. Also find the sum of the first n terms of the arithmetic progression. Yeah, find the general term, children.
It's X.
What is the general term?
Ma'am, I have got X plus 2B and minus B, ma'am.
Okay. I have to go to the next slide, so I have to wait. I don't know. So the question is how to find the general term of the AP. How to find? In the formula, what is the general term given by an? So you have to find an. That means n is n only. You have to find the general term an. General term means an. You have to find an. An means n is n. That means you should substitute for a and d. In the formula, we normally substitute for a, n, and d. But if you have to find the general term meaning it's not the 10th term or the 20th term or the 50th term. It's a general term. You want to find a n. So n will be n only. You should substitute for a and d. So a n is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. Now n will remain n. Because you're finding the n, the general term of the AP. Which term? 10th term? No. 20th term? No. General term. N is n only. Substitute for a. What is a? X plus b. What is a? The first term is x plus b. And what's the common difference? You should find this term minus
2B,
this.
ma'am.
This minus this. Yeah, 2b. Work this and get the answer. That is the expression for the general term. And also find the sum of the first n terms. Sn you have to find sum of the first n terms. Sn. And how do you find Sn? You know An here. You know An. So Sn is equal to n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. Let me show you the answers. The general term is always linear in X. Not in X, sorry, in N, linear in N. Sn is always quadratic in N. General term meaning we'll have to find An. So N will remain N. See here, we have substituted for the first term. What is the first term? X plus B. Plus, don't forget the plus sign, plus n minus 1. N is n only, n minus 1 into D. What is D? So I told you the preparation is you should write out A and D. Always prepare with A and D. A is X plus B and D is the second term minus the first term. So it's 2B. Substitute. It's 2B. Work this. X plus B plus when you multiply here, you get 2bn minus 2b. When you multiply here, 2bn minus 2b. So an is continuing. I've continued here. An is equal to x plus b plus 2bn minus b minus 2b. So plus b and minus 2b will give you minus b. Plus 2bn. You can leave it like this. You can leave it like this. Or since the first term has x here, the first term has some x factor in it. I've just taken out b common between these two. You can leave it here, children. You can leave the answer here. Just because these two have b in common, I've written x minus b common 1 minus 2n. Minus b into 1 is minus b. Minus into minus is plus. And b into 2n is 2bn. You can leave your answer here also. So you should tell yourself that in the formula for n, it will be n only. For a and d, you should substitute from the arithmetic progression. You must substitute the expressions for a and d. A is x plus b, d is 2b. Substitute. N is n only. And when you work that, that will be the general term of the AP. Now, you should also find the sum of the first n terms of the arithmetic progression, Sn. Sn will be Sn, meaning first term A1 plus the nth term. Sn, no, nth term, last term will be the nth term. If it is S11, the last term is A11. If it is Sn, the last term is An. So Sn is equal to n by 2 of the first term plus the nth term. Last term is nth term. Why last term is nth term? Because Sn, no. So An will be the last term. If it is S100, A100. Sn meaning you're finding you'll have to find the sum from the first term to the nth term. So the first term is A1 and the nth term, the last term is An. The last term is the nth term, which is An. Sum of the first n terms, Sn is equal to n by 2 of the first term plus the last term. Sn is equal to n is n only. N you cannot replace, n is n. First term, what's the first term? What's the first term? This one is the first term. The first term is x plus b. Plus the last term, we found here. This is the last term. Now x and x is 2x. Plus b minus b cancels out. And plus 2bn. You can take out 2 common. 2x and 2bn has 2 common. You can take out 2 common. So it'll be 2 into x here, 2 into x is 2x, 2 into bn is 2bn. Taking out 2 common. Taking out 2 common. So now this 2 and 2 will get cancelled. You can leave the answer like this, n into x plus bn, or you can multiply n into x is nx, n into bn is bn squared. Sn is always quadratic in n. See here, n square it is quadratic. An is always linear in n. An will always be a linear equation in n. It will be, and the power of n will be 1. Here in Sn, the power of n will be 2. In Sn, the power of n, the highest power of n will be 2. In An, the highest power of n will be 1. In Sn, in the expression for Sn, the highest power of n will be 2. In the expression for An, the highest power of n will be 1. I just need another 5 minutes, children. Yeah, please take a screenshot of this one. Find the sum. Find the sum. How many terms, children, we'll have to find the sum? In the first one, how many terms are there? See, to find the sum, you need to have like find S10 or S15. Only then
Ma'am,
you
we
know.
want to find how many terms it is, ma'am. They are given only a in value, ma'am.
So we don't know. We'll have to find the sum of 7, 10 and a half, 14, so on up to 84. How many terms are there? We don't know, but we need to know that n we need to know. So from this series, when the terms are connected by a plus sign, we call it a series, arithmetic series. This one is an arithmetic series. Arithmetic series because the terms are separated by a plus sign. Arithmetic sequence or arithmetic progression if they're separated by a comma. So we know the first term. See, there are only 3 values, a, n, and d. A is 7. D is 10 and a half minus 7, which is 3 and a half. You know a and d. Now you need to know n. Find the sum of how many terms. Only then you will get the value of n, right? So you will go to 84. We'll all like 84 is the last member in the queue. 7 is standing in the beginning of the queue. So in the ration shop, 7 is standing. 7 is the first person. 10 and a half is the second person. 14 is the third person. 84 is the last person in the queue. So what will you do? You will go up to 84 and ask 84, its token number. In which position are you standing? What is your position? What's your position number? So 84 say, it will say 15. Supposing 84 says 15. Then you come to know that there are 15 members in the queue. Or there are 15 terms in the arithmetic progression, arithmetic series. The position of 84, the position of the last term will tell us how many terms are there in the arithmetic progression or arithmetic series. The position of the last term, you should go up to the last term. The last term will tell you how many terms are there in the arithmetic progression or series. Here arithmetic series in both these cases. Now, which term is 84? It is some nth term. Which term? 1 minute, children. 1 minute. So you'll have to go up to the last term. Okay, yeah. So 84 is in which position? 84 is the last term. That means it's nth some term. Is it the 10th term? Is it the 20th term? No, I don't know. It's some nth term. So that means an is equal to 84. Which term is 84? I don't know. We have to find which term. So you can't say 10th term or the 20th term. So it's some nth term. So an is equal to 84. And what is an? A plus n minus 1 into d. So a plus n minus 1 into d is equal to 84. When you work this, you will get the value of n. So see the first answer. See the first one. We know that an, please look at the first answer, children. We know that an is 84. The first term a is 7. And the common difference is 3.5. I've written the answer straight away, children. I've written the answer straight away. How do you get 3.5? 10.5 minus 7. Common difference a2 minus a1. 10.5 minus 7. 10.5 minus 7. All of us know that, right? 3.5, which is 7 by 2. Children, D is 10.5 minus 7, which is 3.5 or 7 by 2. So now this an is equal to 84. An is 84. An is 84 means a plus n minus 1 into d is 84. An is 84. That means a plus n minus 1 into d is 84. From this, A7 from the series you can make out. D is the second term minus the first term. How do you write an is 84? Because this one is 84. Some nth term is 84. So nth term is 84, meaning a plus n minus 1 into d is 84. In this, the three unknowns are a, n, and d. But you know a and d, substitute. A is 7 and d is 7 by 2. Substitute. And work this, you will get the value of n. And the value of n is 23. So clearly, we need to find S23. We need to find S23. Why S23? Because when you went up to 84 and asked 84 its token number, it said its number is 23. It is in the 23rd position. That means you have to find, that means there are 23 terms in this series. 84 is in the 23rd position. That means in that series, there are 23 terms. And so you want to find S23. So we need to find S23. And what is S23? N by 2 of the first term plus the last term. What do you find S23? Sn is equal to n by 2 first term plus the last term. S23 is n is 23 because n is 23. N is 23. 23 by 2 of the first term. What's the first term? 7. Plus the 23rd term, 84. A1 plus A23. Work that and find S23, which is 1046.5. So the only thing in the second one is we should be careful about finding the common difference, children. In the second one, see here, the first term is minus 5. The common difference is A2 minus A1. A2 minus A1. Please write A2. What is A2? Minus 8. Now you'll be wondering what is this plus plus? Find the sum. No, the heading is find the sum. So they've connected the terms of the sequence of the plus sign. It's an arithmetic series. Series means you'll have to find the sum of the terms. See, it's the same like if there was a comma, how will you treat it? Same thing if there's a comma. You say arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence. Here it's an arithmetic series because they wanted to find the sum. Children, common difference is the second term, minus 8. Just see the plus sign as a comma. That's all. So minus 5 is the first term. Take away the, look at the plus sign as a comma, comma, minus 8 is the second term, comma, minus 7 is the third term, comma, and minus 230 is the last term. Look at the plus sign as a comma, replace the plus sign with a comma. So you will see the first, second, third terms and so on. This is the second term minus 8. This is the first term minus 5. What is D? It's A2 minus A1. So put a minus sign in the middle. A2 minus A1. Minus 8 minus minus 5. Write the second term, write the first term and put a minus sign in the middle. A2 minus A1. So you get minus 8 plus 5, which is minus 3. The common difference is minus 3. The common difference is minus 3. And then we know that A, and so preparation. First term is minus 5, common difference is minus 3, preparation. Then AN is equal to minus 230. AN is equal to minus 230. Because the last term, the nth term is minus 230. So then A plus N minus 1 into D is minus 230 because AN means A plus N minus 1 into D. Substitute the values of A and D, you will get the value of N. And once you find the value of N is 76. So find the sum. The question is find the sum. So for the second one, you need to find S76. Minus 230 is in the 76th position. Minus 230 is in the 76th position. And you want to find the sum. So you want to find S76, which is N by 2, 76 by 2 of the first term plus the last term. A1 plus A76. A1 is minus 5, A76 is minus 230. Simplify and S76 is minus 8,930. Take a screenshot, children.
Peter, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Take a screenshot. This is your homework for Saturday and Sunday.
Mom, can you show the last line? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. These are the questions, children. Take a picture. The answers are here. Take a picture. Take a picture, children. We'll discuss all this in the next class. Please remind me, that's what it is. Sometimes I might just go over to the next one. So you have to tell me that we have to discuss the answers to all the subdivisions in the fourth one. Done, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Others?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, yeah. Don't blindly copy, children. Work, try to understand something. Remember your doubts and we'll discuss everything in the next class. So that will be, so once you work it and then it will be a repetition, mark your doubts, get your doubts clarified. That's it. That's it, children. All right, children. So that's it for today's session. Are we done?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
All right, children. So
Yes,
that's
ma'am.
it for today's session. Yeah. Thank you so much. Good
Thank you.
night.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, children.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
ma'am.
Thank you. Good night.
Ma'am, I have one doubt, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes. Rakshan, yes.
ma'am, after completing the homework, should we take a photo and send to you, ma'am?
Oh, yeah. Correct. I forgot to mention that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Rakshan. Yes, you have to do that. Yes.
When is the due date?
By Monday, before the class on Monday.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good night.